Earlier, you guys were talking about the things that kind of stood out to you in the opening arguments. The thing that stood out to me that goes along with this is the part where they said Donald Trump may seem larger than life, but he's just a man. He's a father and a husband. Chris is already laughing. Father and a husband, and he's just like you.
He's just a guy.
You know what? He's just a guy. You know what's not normal and regular? The babes and bucks guy being on the cover of the Enquirer talking about how he's, you know, with all the babes and has got all the bucks. What's also not normal is even being accused of having an illicit child and having that be a thing, or being accused of, you know, sleeping with a porn actress. Like, that's not normal. And here's the thing that I think is the biggest problem Donald Trump is going to have. This is not about 2020 Trump. This is about 2015, 2016 Trump, who was running for office as apprentice Trump, where the babes and the bucks were his brand. Sleeping with a Playboy bunny was his brand. The idea that he would be with a porn actress was part of his brand. It's part of what made people like him. And so the idea that somebody who was Mr. Babes and Bucks on the cover of the Enquirer was so afraid that Melania, his third wife, who was pregnant with his fifth child from 3 baby mamas, would be so terrified that poor Melania would be shocked and appalled that he might have been sleeping with Playboy bunnies and porn actresses, that he was so fearful that she would be hurt, Chris. Right. It would hurt her feelings, and that he had to do a hush money to save her. Nobody's going to believe that.
Yeah, that's
nobody with any sense is going to believe it.
But then she would no longer feel bad as soon as the election was over.
And then she got over it. She'd get over it immediately as the election is over. Yes. She'd be okay then. None of it makes sense. And so the problem for Trump is, I have to say that Lawrence actually kind of stole my thing that I was going to say. You can tell that his attorney, Mr. Blanche, who I feel tremendous pity for at this point, was not doing the case he would do if he had the freedom to do his case his way. Because he comes in doing things that the lawyers who I had on my show earlier were saying are just unusual, saying my client is totally innocent. My client is going to be called Mr. President because he's owed that. My client is a tremendous businessman and handsome and exciting and wonderful. Like, the things he's doing were things Trump wanted him to do. But this piece sounded like something he would normally do for a normal client. He's just a guy like you. You need to relate to him. Donald Trump ran for office not to be relatable, but to be larger than life.
Yes. Yeah.